Hey guys, Samantha White here, and today I'm going to be continuing a theme that I started in my previous sit-down video for November, which is money and buying things. And in that vein, I'm going to be talking about all the things that I have wanted to buy, but I haven't. An anti-haul, if you will. Basically, I just wanted to take today and go through my long-term shopping list and talk about the items that I haven't bought off of it yet, and maybe explain why. I don't really know, we'll see. So starting off, a new yoga mat. This has been on my list for like 4 years. I think I've had my current yoga mat for 5 years. I actually got it in college. It was in the apartment that I moved out of my senior year. Someone who had been friends with someone who had lived there previously had left it, and they were gonna throw it away, and I was like, I will take this yoga mat, thank you. It looks pretty dirty because I've used it outside, I've used it, you know, when my feet weren't super clean, and so even when I like give it a good wipe down with like a vinegar essential oil mix, or if I wash it with like soap and water, it just continues to look grimy. And because of that, even though this yoga mat works perfectly fine, I always want a new one, and I have been so close to like dropping $100 on a cork yoga mat. And then I take a deep breath and I remember that I do not need to do that because this yoga mat is perfectly fine. The second item is a pop socket. It is that little sticky thing that sticks to the back of your phone that like a decade ago, maybe less, YouTube, oh maybe a decade ago, 2009, yeah maybe, YouTubers started promoting and being like, have a pop sock with my face on it, and I thought it was so stupid. And then I moved to Australia and a friend bought me a pop socket. Thank you, Janelle. And it changed my life. I have had a pop socket on my phone since she bought me one, and I love it so much, but mine has sort of broken. This is the pop socket, and it used to have a pretty little decorative thing in the middle of that to keep it solid, because you hold it like this, and it doesn't have it anymore, so it squishes. It still works perfectly fine without that little piece of plastic in it. It just doesn't look as pretty, but I don't need to buy another little piece of plastic that's gonna get thrown away. Doesn't need to happen. But this is phone case number 3 that it's been on, and it's still going strong. You can like take it off and reuse it. I love this thing. The third thing is reusable produce bags. I used to own a whole bunch of reusable produce bags, like a whole bunch. When I lived in New Hampshire, I had so many hand-sewn and store-bought produce bags, and for some reason, when I moved to Australia, I was like, you know what? I don't need to bring these. I'm sure they're just gonna take up space. I will just buy new ones or make new ones when I get there. And of course, I moved to Australia. I did not have a sewing machine. I did not create more bags, and I didn't buy a lot of new ones because I could only find white ones. Fast forward to now New Zealand, I got rid of more bags from Australia. Like I hadn't learned my lesson the first move, so I only came here with I think 2 produce bags. What? I have bought a couple secondhand. I found like somebody had handmade some t-shirt produce bags, so I bought a couple secondhand, but for the most part I have not bought new ones. I'm going to make some. This is why this is on the list, because I was like, oh, I'll just buy some, and then I was like, no, you're gonna make some. I looked up, I can rent a sewing machine, I'm going to make some. So the next item on the list is kind of 2 items, but it's like one thing. I have on my list a reusable tiffin or a keep cup. Basically, I really just want to get a container that I can take with me all the time that can store leftovers or coffee, you know? And I have a reusable coffee cup that a friend got me. It's beautiful, I love it so much. It's not leak proof is my one issue with it, but I can also just bring around one of those plastic little takeaway containers that we have a ton of in this apartment, and the problem is solved. But they're still on my list of like, someday I'm going to buy a beautiful keep cup and a stainless steel tiffin, and I'm going to look so Instagram worthy. But for right now, and probably forever, that's not gonna happen. And the last thing on this list is hiking gear. For those of you who don't know, I am currently in Wellington, New Zealand. I moved here 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago, and in New Zealand, hiking is a huge thing. In my brain, I was like, ooh, you know what? I need to buy every hiking gear thing imaginable so that we can go hiking, because that's who we are now. We live in New Zealand. But you know what? That's not true. Just because I live here doesn't mean I hike. So that was my entire long-term shopping list. It's not a huge list. I don't keep a ton of things on it. These are things that are really important to me that in my brain that keep popping up and I keep thinking, I should buy that. And then I write it down so that I can reconsider what should means. And if I come to the conclusion that I really, really want it, or I like need it in my life for some reason, then I buy it. But these are things that have been on this list for months, sometimes years, and I clearly do not need them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you all soon. Bye.